All right, our next storyteller is the one and only Josh Ferris from Marco Island, ladies and gentlemen. Two-time Police Officer of the Year. And up until this year, he held the top individual fundraising record, but he got edged out by just a bit this year.
Scott Ames. Thank you, Scott Ames. Thank you, guys. Once again, I've been acting as the Director of Safety for the past few years here. I'm going to try to make this short and sweet. But I was able to paddle in 2017, paddle in 2018, and from 2019 on, I fulfilled multiple roles within the event and within the organization. And I had a lot of fun doing so to where we're at now. And every year we've built it higher and higher and higher and raised the bar. But I'd like to tell you a story from 2019 where it was the first year that my wife paddled solo. And I apologize wherever I go, this is just how it is. The kids are kind of everywhere. So in 2018, I met my wife on January 1st of 2018, and then she paddled in June of 2018, and she paddled with a team. So in 2019, she wanted to paddle solo, and she wanted to go by herself and do the 82 miles. And so we got to, there's Mommy and Daddy. And so she got to do that, and I was fulfilling a role now in this safety kind of unit that we've been building to support the event that we have. And so I had a lot of other responsibilities. So I found her captain in Marco Island that was captaining a 1985 Crusader that is currently acting as a stone crab boat in Everglades City. So you can imagine this might not be the best vessel, but beggars can't be choosers in this situation. And I should have known that every time this boat pulled anchor, which 3 times in Bimini throughout the Wednesday through Saturday, this boat pulled anchor and wound up on the rocks. It wound up against someone's dock and someone's boat. It was a disaster. Come to find out, leading up to the beach launch, my girlfriend at the time was launching off, and we launched from the Hilton that year. So for those of you who were around in 2019, we launched from the Hilton, and there were a set of rocks called the Three Sisters. Is that correct? And the first thing that happens is the crab boat drives directly into the rocks. And she's like, what is going on? And she's just like, I feel like calling me to save her this whole time. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I have a lot of important things to do here. I can't just come be your captain. So fast forward, I want to say probably about 40 miles into the paddle. Everything's going great. Everyone's having a good time. Some people have dropped out. Some people are continuing. But we now cannot find my wife, Telena, and the crab boat. And the only thing I did was plug the suggested route into the crab boat's GPS. I said, this is your line. Do your best to follow it. Here you go, And come to find out, I'm with Scott DeHoogie. I'm with Dr. Ray Vasquez, who is our medical director for the event, and we're trying to find them. They're out of VHF range, and I'm just now starting to worry. I'm like, oh my gosh, what's going on? So we go back to the suggested route, and we start going back. We get a faded VHF transmission from them, and I'm like, holy crap, they're behind us, and the entire event is ahead of us. And come to find out, the captain didn't have the foresight to understand that just because he was north of that suggested route didn't mean he had to turn around and go back to it to get there, right? He could have just corrected, right? But he didn't do that. So it's okay. We get there, and I'm sorry, Telena, but she was a mess. She was a mess, and she did not want me there. She gave me these eyes that I've never seen since, like, get out of here. I don't want to see you. I don't want anything to do with you right now. So we stayed with her, tried to encourage her, and it wasn't going to happen. So I looked at Scott DeHoogie, and I looked at Dr. Ray Vasquez and the other crew member, and I said, do you guys got this? And they're like, yes. I dove in the water. I swam with her for a little bit. We grabbed a spare paddleboard. I paddled with her for a little bit. And for the last 30 miles, from whatever point that was to the Lake Worth Pier, I captained the crab boat. from 30 miles out. I captained her in, and she paddled 82 miles iron beach to beach. So I tell you that story. I tell you that story because she's now my wife, so similar to Kyle's story. You know, there's a lot of those in here. And I wanted to outline what this event has done for so many people outside of the crossing and outside of Piper's Angels. This event has created a million of those stories. I could have tell you a million different of those stories. So I want to give a big thank you to my wife, who's the best thing that's ever happened to me, and she's given me all this, and she's supported me because this takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of time for me to fulfill the role that I'm trying to do. And I know it takes a lot of time for you guys who are participating and volunteering and paddling as well. But so that's my story. I hope you guys were entertained by it, but I just wanted to outline everything that the crossing does for the community outside of the actual event. So thank you. I love you, Telena. Thank you very much. Thank you, Travis. I love you too.